So we are back in Peanut Gallery. We are covering the infamous Reverse Battle Royal.
Yep.
And for the sanity of everybody, before we get into the match, there are rules.
Yay!
And I'm not going to be mixing words here. These are the rules. This was the start of a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
This is part one. Well, part one was the Reverse Battle Royal. The match was round one of the 2007 Fight for the Right tournament. In part one, the first 8 out of the 16 wrestlers that entered the ring would automatically be entered into a tournament. Part 2 and 3 would determine who versus who in the tournament based on the place in the over-the-top rope battle royal, and then the singles match that happened after that. First took on 8, second took on 7th, third took on 6th, fourth took on 5. That's part 1, okay?
Okay.
All right, it's already stupid. Part 1 is that everybody, as you can see for the crowd, people are on the outside of the ring. The goal is to get on the inside of the ring.
Right.
Then the other match will start. Now, in part 2 was the over-the-top battle royal.
Based off the 8 that were
getting into the ring.
Right.
Now, the placements were determined on when they were eliminated from the over-the-top rope battle royal. So, as an example, James Storm was the first person eliminated in this match. So he was number 8. He will face the person who wins the singles match, which is part 3.
Right.
And then it will be descending numbers based on when they are eliminated up to 3rd.
Right.
Because the final 2 participants are going to be in a singles match. Yep. And that is the first and second place seed. Now, before we get into it again, I'm sorry, there's a lot here. The results of this, Junior Fatu got in the ring, or Rikishi. He left the company. So he was replaced by Christian Cage. Mm-hmm. Now, Kaz won the entire tournament, and Kaz was in this match. But Christian made it to the finals, and that guy was not even in the match to begin with. The participants in this match: Eric Young, Robert Roode, James Storm, BG James, Kip James, Lance Hoyt, Jimmy Rave, Chris Harris, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Kaz, Petey Williams, Junior Fatu, Havoc, Shark Boy, and Sanjay Dutt.
Now, this is not the Havoc of current TNA.
No.
This was
John Pericki, or whatever his name was. Johnny Devine.
Yeah, so not the current Havoc.
Yes. That's a good distinction. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get started.
At that point, once we get 8 inside, they will compete.
See, and it's like, don't you want to be in the what?
What?
We start off with the 16 competitive.
Oh, look at that! It just restarted. Neat. All right. I think Junior Fatu was the last person to come out. And yes, I said Fatu, not Fatu.
It's Fatu.
It's Fatu. People bitch at me because I say Fatu all the time when I talk about Jacob Fatu. But now I just do it to bother people.
Oh, okay. And why is Shark Boy wearing a neck brace and he's competing in this match?
Oh, because that was his gimmick. Do you remember? He was like, he kept getting hurt. And they had like the little X tape on the little fin on his mask. Oh, I miss Don West and Mike Tenay as commentators. They were great. This was, if I'm not mistaken, this was in Detroit.
Yes.
See, Junior Fatu is smart here. He's now in the ring, so they're just standing around.
I know. Like, do something.
Lance Hoyt's just standing there. Take your time, guys. Don't worry about it. Look at those young, fresh-faced kids, man.
I know, right?
Oh, this exciting ring. They need to bring that back.
They've all talked about how dangerous this is, or how stiff it is.
Yep.
So you are more prone to injuries in a 6-sided ring. And I think it's because of the angles involved.
Because it's actually more level, and how they have to have the some of the support go across on the inside of the ring instead of just on the outside.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's harder. Like it's a harder ring match.
Yeah. But the ropes are very more springy, so you can actually get doing a lot of lucha stuff. That's why lucha libre is very fluid.
Right.
Like when the lucha libre wrestle, they like sort of like roll.
Yeah.
Instead of actually land flat on their back.
Right.
That's just because of how the ring is constructed.
Right.
So that's why there's like a lot of high octane offense, where it's like a lot of arm drags and shit like that, because it gives them an opportunity instead of landing
just flat on their back, they can roll.
Yeah.
Right.
We can still work on him inside, but you can see the
fucking Eric Young and his blonde mohawk.
Right.
It's so bad. There's Lance Hoyt.
Also known as Lance Archer.
Yep.
Very
so different.
I know, so young.
For a tournament that we will hold in the weeks ahead on Impact. Yes, they'll be seeded.
This is the dumbest match ever.
I know, right? So that's the end of part 1, right?
No, I think there's still another spot. I think James Storm is the final one to get in there. They're just standing around.
That will determine the seeding. Once they're inside, it's the front. To how they're eliminated. Look at this, Havoc. And again, Lance Hoyt able to send Havoc down. And Lance Hoyt works his way into the ring. Wildcat Chris Harris.
So, look at James Storm. Look at that.
So young. So young and perky.
I have no idea why BE James dressed like that.
Right.
Gonna try and sneak in the back door here without touching a soul.
Why bother? Just get in the ring.
Right.
We've got number 8. He just beat his old partner. He just beat his former America's Most Wanted tag partner, Chris Harris, to be the 8th man.
Well, look at this.
Oh my God.
Knew he was in, but James Storm able to hide from everybody, and at the last second, he beat him by the last second. And look at Chris Harris.
All the wrestlers trying to get Chris Harris out of there. And they're just standing around.
I know, seriously. It's like, okay, let's figure this out. And now it's the Battle Royal part.
Yes, now this is the Battle Royal part. Now, what you'll notice is that, like I said, it's going to be descending based on the numbers. So as of right now, these are the 8 participants that we just talked about. And now, as people are eliminated, they're already in the tournament. But now we're just going to figure out placements of this. Oh, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the winner of this tournament gets a TNA World Title opportunity.
Yes, right. Or, yeah, it was TNA. It was the TNA.
This was TNA. Yeah, this was the TNA era. This
Well,
is 2007, so it's TNA.
So because they had the NWA championships for a long time.
Yes.
They got rid of those in 06, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, and there's number 1 eliminated right there.
First 5 seconds. That's why he was number. So James Storm is now number 8.
Yep.
Was able to sneak in and then gets eliminated immediately by Showtime Eric Young.
At least the stream on this one is actually being a little bit better than ours. Ours is a little choppy for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm just watching the one on stream, on the television stream.
The winner of tonight's part of Fight for the Right, because the seeding is going to go by.
Big old Rikishi, man. He was
right.
huge. Well, he was fired from WWE because of his weight.
Yeah.
Well, you can see, I think Showtime trying to make a friend with Junior Fatu, which is a great. What in the world?
Say Eric Young.
Eric Young, he looks like everyone in the he looks like every single 20-something in the 2000s.
Yep.
He's like a little kid.
Fun to play with.
But when Eric Young, you don't know what.
I just love Rikishi's gear. It's bootylicious. Like, what's wrong?
Right. Eric Young trying to make a friend in Junior Fatu. We talked earlier when we
Right.
saw Junior, the 400-pounder, come down the ramp.
As Marky D would say, that's when the only time doing a Samoan drop is okay with an actual Samoan.
Or if it's a big dude.
Right.
Robert Roode up, Robert Roode down.
Robert Roode's so good at selling, man. He was awesome.
Right. Too bad he's pretty much retired at this point.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
You saw Robert Roode bow up. And look at this. He's got 4 of them lined up. And here he goes. Whoa! Man alive.
He's awesome.
That'll knock him off the train tracks. Junior Fatu puts that big rear end
Classic TNA.
Oh, yeah.
behind it, and he just knocked them all down. Watch those bowling pins fall.
I mean, the crowd is very much
Yep.
into him. Eric Young using the Lance Hoyts.
Uses Hoyt's face and sticks it.
Put the fear of God in him.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure that Eric Young's in a great spot there either if you think about it. You're right, Lance Hoyt definitely up close and personal with Junior's caboose.
I'll tell you what, Eric Young is like it's a big old pile of Play-Doh out there. Oh, wow. Boot. What a boot by Hoyt. And Junior fought too, and I'm
I
telling
don't know
you,
why Lance Hoyt did that with his hair. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But I need to keep in mind of the era. It's 2007.
Yep.
Explosive move. First by Lance
Cell phones
Hoyt,
were still
then the
weird.
follow-up.
Yep.
Yeah, by Cass.
Crackberry was still a thing. We didn't have iPhone yet, right?
iPhone, I think just iPhone came out.
Oh, okay. But like, it was BlackBerry was the big
Yeah,
one.
it was Crackberry.
So now, Junior Fatu, I think, is where he was eliminated.
are they going to look at this? It's stepladder, and there's the drop kick.
Not sure how the physics worked on that one, but sure, we're just
Yeah,
gonna
we're
roll
just
with
gonna
it.
roll with it. Oh, I think we got an ad. Oh,
Nope.
never mind.
Fatu eliminated number 2.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
Earlier, Don, about how the tag teams competing here would have an advantage. This is a real advantage for Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns,
Good point.
as they are now 2 of the remaining 6. Watch the springboard.
Oh, but he went right in.
Now I think the rest of this match goes by pretty quick.
Yeah. The overall, this is like a 13-minute match.
Right. And
Or, I'm sorry, 11 minutes and 51 seconds.
Okay.
So it's actually a fairly quick. Remember, we did all that explanation
Yeah.
and stuff too.
That was a few minutes.
Yeah. Well, we had to explain why these people are
Right.
doing this. I hope I explained it. I thought I explained it pretty good.
Yeah.
His tag team partner from the Motor City.
God, Motor City Machine Guns are awesome.
Right.
They catch him from inside. They catch him from
Now they're going to WWE.
At least as far as we know.
Their t-shirt was rolling out of the place. They were so popular with the kids, and it's because of that chemistry that they have. And look at them. It's just like they were born to do it together.
Still miss Mike Tenay and Don West.
Yep.
Still a great commentary team.
Oh, yeah. Don West really took it upon himself to make sure that he knew what to talk about.
Yep.
Good for him. I miss him.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace.
Robert Roode, and they're pulling the arm back of Eric Young, but they are working in sync, realizing they want to become the final 2 so they can be.
You see, this felt like the alternate. What I love about this, it felt like the alternative.
Yeah.
Because like there were like very few. Like the main event people were former WWE guys, but then you had like this really lovely undercard
Yeah.
of just amazing talents.
Right, and a lot of them would have gone to the WWE.
Yep. Eric Young, Robert Roode.
I think all 6 of these have spent time in. No, besides Chris Sabin. I don't think Chris Sabin's ever spent time in the E.
I don't think so. Alex Shelley did temporarily. I don't think Kazarian. Oh no, he did. He was in NXT.
Yep.
I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if you were considering that or not.
The much bigger Lance Hoyt battles with Alex Shelley.
Oh, that was a great kick.
Yep.
Great sell too.
He cut him off with the kick, and unbelievable.
They just never pulled the trigger with Kazarian.
No.
It's unfortunate. He was so good even here.
Right.
People were behind him too.
Yeah.
Eliminated number 3, and yeah, we're down to the final 5. But remember, once we get down to the final,
I just think he got lost in the shuffle because there were bigger name stars that always kind of took that spotlight.
Yep.
the match is that. Is he out?
No, they're both holding on. Neither one of their feet are hit. Cass and Roode have somehow been able to keep alive.
That's the key. It's over the top rope elimination, but your feet have to touch the floor.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. At least there was mats.
There was.
Is out, and we've narrowed the field from 8 down to 4.
He needs like a second to get
Right.
his win back. Good lord.
Cass was in no man's land, and he had no choice. You could see
I love that overview shot. It always looks really good. One thing about TNA, like old school TNA, is that they really kind of went all out with these.
Yeah, I don't know who was producing, but
They did a pretty good job. Overall.
yeah.
And here he goes, but the problem is, he forgot about Robert. And he got crashed into the guardrail.
So
This
now,
was their biggest show of the year too.
Yes.
Bound for Glory is pretty much the
Keep in
WrestleMania.
mind, this is step number 1 as we go forward to our Impact broadcast.
so remember, because of how this is done, these are the final 3 seats. So
Yep.
1 will take on 8, 2 will take on 7, and then 3 will take on 6.
Right.
And then 4 will take on 5.
Pinball effect here. Eric Young, Alex Shelley working together against Robert Roode. Double team shot off into the corner. Young uses Shelley as a weapon, but he's elevated up.
Able to somehow
I can't remember how old Robert Roode and them were at this time.
I don't remember.
I know that thing like 20s or early 30s.
Yep.
That was a cool way to eliminate somebody.
he uses Eric Young.
All right, now it's a one-on-one match. This is the third portion.
Yes,
of
now we're to the singles match.
Yes.
And this will determine actually. So, oh, by the way, if you're wondering if the winner got anything, no, they got absolutely nothing.
No, they just got to be in the tournament.
They just won a match on paper.
Yeah.
We're down to the final two, and it's pinfall, it's submission to decide who's going to capture that number 1 seed, Don.
Eric Young was really popular
Yeah.
at this time too. Now, I think it was good for them to have waited a little bit for the pulling the trigger on Eric Young for main event, but Roode was definitely ready at this time too. Roode was always really good.
People, which is how it started. And now when you look at it and you see the shots one after another, just
And these are some two TNA OGs too.
Yeah.
one seed in the fight for the right.
You know,
Former
I
Team
want you to hold
Canada
it.
guys
Yeah.
too.
I've been trying to do my math work during the eliminations. You can see what my papers look like here. Here's the pin. Eric Young too. No. I think. Quick roll up pin attempt.
Well, that was kind of fucked up.
Right.
That was a weird pin.
Oh,
I
that's
think
good figuring out, but it would be.
6 versus 3.
That's right.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the Guns are going to have to face each other in the tournament in the weeks ahead on Impact? Let's follow this out.
Yeah, I don't know why they probably would have been better for the main event of like regular Impact instead of on the goddamn pay-per-view.
All right.
How about the finals? No?
No.
Oh,
Nah.
Nice elbow. Nice elbow.
And I think this is a Vince Russo match.
Yep, it is.
What a great moonsault. That was awesome.
Two have had Don.
Didn't hit, but
It is a Vince Russo match, that is for sure. Reverse Battle Royal, only Vince Russo would come up with those.
The contract where Robert Roode of Roode Incorporated held the contract of Young. Small package. Got it.
oh, there we go. Eric
All
Young
right,
won.
Eric Young won. That's right.
Oh, that was a fun little trip down memory lane. Maybe
Right.
we'll watch a little more like old school TNA. Like,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
So
So
like some of the weird, quirky matches or whatever.
yeah, that'd be sweet. So if you enjoyed that, remember to like, subscribe. I actually think I know our next one. Become a patron. Recommend matches.
Mhm.
We definitely need like a nice little list of matches. And if
What are we doing next week?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a pay-per-view.
I'm not sure either.
So we'll obviously let you guys know. And as always, be
Majestic.